Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mr. G getting you ready for week 3. Kind of rhymed. Anyways, first off, again, thank you so much for those of you that were working last week and working hard. Got some great responses back on the work done over week 2's content, and that's much appreciated. Ratios and rates, that one was one of those struggles when we went through them during the school year, but thankfully the review looked like it went pretty well. Still looking at more than 70% of you guys doing the work, and that's great. I appreciate that. Whether you're doing it online or sending me pictures of your completed work, it all works the same way. Just keep sending it as we keep going through the school year, which is remaining, and it's all continued education. Week 3 is no different. Once again, please make sure you're part of our Remind. If you're not, hopefully you know the access to that. If not, also get into the Google Classroom. Once again, classroom code. When you get into the Google Classroom through your school email, and yes, you can log into that. I have promised the last couple weeks that I would try and put together a tutorial just for those that might still have some problems with it. I'm still sitting at about half of you guys that have gotten in, and I believe there are more of you that are still online, so I'll try and get to that this week. It's been busy for me as well. But I do promise to get working on that. This week, week 3, we're talking measurements and integers. Now, measurements, not so hard there. A lot of measuring conversion. The study island that you'll be working on, simply a lot of that. Converting, or does this go closer to mile, kilometer, inches, stuff like that. You should be able to figure that out. Common sense. But the integer stuff, that gets a little trickier for you all. Because it's a new concept that we started going over this year. Now, a couple of things I wanted to bring up and remind you about. Integers refer to those numbers. Now, before here, you've only known about the numbers that are on the right side of 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Those good ones. We opened up the world to the other side of the 0 this year with the negative numbers. That's where integers comes in. Integers referring to your positives, your 0, and your negatives. So it's all the spectrum of whole numbers. A couple of quick things to remember. You have opposites. -5 and +5 would be opposite of one another. Also, the greater the negative, the lesser the value. A -12 is actually a smaller value than a -2. Stuff like that. That's stuff that's good to know for your study island. Also, you're going to be doing some adding and subtracting. That got tricky again, so let's go over that real quick. Adding with a integer. The signs are the same. You keep the sign. You add your absolute values. We also call those magnitudes, remember? If not, check your notes. If you don't have your notes, I emailed them to you. Hey, you got that for you. If the signs are different, you actually end up subtracting those absolute values, keeping the sign of the greater absolute value or absolute magnitude. That was adding. Okay, that hopefully rings a bell. For subtracting, though, it got a little different. Basically, the overlying process was the idea of adding its opposite. When you're subtracting integers, you are adding its opposite. I utilize the KCC method. Keep, change, change, right? So if we had 2 minus 4, well, we keep, change, change, that would become 2 plus a -4. And then there, we're dealing with an addition problem with different signs, so we subtract, keep the sign of the greater magnitude, giving us that -2 answer. A -4 minus -8, again, KCC, keep, change, change, becomes -4 plus +8. Again, we're back to the addition rules. The signs are different, subtract, keep the larger magnitude sign, which is a positive, giving us a +4. That's the quick rundown. You have your notes. You have access to me if you still need questions. Email them, Remind, Google Classroom, wherever you need to go to get to me. I'm here for you all this week. I can't wait to hear from you. I miss you guys so much. I didn't even think about the fact of how much it's going to be difficult to teach and talk with you guys through continuing education. I really do miss you. I hope you're being safe. I hope you're having a good time. We'll catch you back here in the middle of this week at some point. I promise I'll get back to you. We'll talk some more. All right. Have a good one. Be safe. Social distancing. See you in a little bit.